Keep in mind, this is the process how I clean my Bodyguard 2.0. Doesn't mean this is the end all be all, but this is just how I do it. I'll try to link all the products that you see here in the description of the video. The first thing is paper towels, and preferably you're going to need something that's going to leave little to no lint left behind. As you can see, I have these cut up. So I have 2 larger pieces and a bunch of smaller pieces cut up. You're going to need a cleaning rod with a Jag. The Jag is going to be the same size as the caliber of the Bodyguard, which is 380. This one is a 9mm and it still works for 380. You'll need a wooden cuticle pusher. You can get this at a beauty shop or Amazon. And if you can't find those, you can also use a plastic cleaning rod. So as you can see, this gets thin at the end and it's flat. So this way you can get into those hard to reach areas. You also have a little pointy area. Either one of these will work. And the reason why I use the wood or plastic material is because that is less likely to mar up the finish on your Bodyguard. Next thing you're going to need is a bronze brush, and you're going to need the bronze brush for the size caliber that you are cleaning. Next is a good CLP. I use break free. The reason why I use this is because it performs really well, but you don't have to use this brand. The next thing you're going to need are Q-tips, and the ones I recommend are the ones that have the round side and then the other side has a pointy side. These are good for adding CLP to hard to reach areas. Next, you're going to need barrel patches. Last but not least, rubber gloves. The reason why I wear rubber gloves is because I don't want the carbon or the lead to absorb in my skin. It's just not healthy for you. So I use these. You don't have to use them. As you can see, the Bodyguard has already been field stripped. If you need help doing this, click on the link at the top right hand corner and that will bring you to a video showing you how to do this. Once you get to this part, come back to this video and follow along. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our CLP and we're going to add CLP to one of the barrel patches. And we're going to take our barrel, put the patch with the CLP onto the Jag, and then insert it into the barrel. And you're just going to go back and forth. All that's doing is just putting a nice coating of CLP on the inside of the barrel. And then there you go. Set this aside. What I also do is, this is the side that was inside the barrel. I flip it over and I take this side and I wipe off the outside of the barrel. What this is doing is putting CLP on the outside, and that is going to help get the fouling and lead off of it as well. I also take part of this and I wipe down the feeding ramp. There you go. Now I set the barrel aside. Next, I get the magazine, take the larger piece of paper towel, and I just wipe everything down like this. Don't worry about trying to make this thing perfect. Next is the recoil spring. How I usually do it is I wrap the larger paper towel around it and I just spin it like that. And then I wipe off the edge right there and then flip it into the other end. Next, I take the larger paper towel and I wipe down the outside of the lower outside here. And once the outside has been wiped down, then I take these here and I go inside of the lower. And the idea here is just to get the bulk laying on top of everything. Wiping off the rails. What I do from here is there's other little areas that are hard to get to. I take one of the patches and I'll take either the cuticle pusher or the cleaning rod, and I'll fold this in half and then fold this around the flat side like this. And then what I do is right under here, that's where the slide goes back and forth. So I'll just put that underneath there, go back and forth. You can see how much carbon is in there. And I'll do the same thing for the other side. But again, trying to get a nice fresh side of the paper towel. There you go. Do the same thing for the rear. I'll have to flip this over, a clean side, and then do the other side of the rear. As long as I'm getting the bulk off, that's all that matters, because I'm going to take this back to the range and I'm going to shoot it anyway, so it doesn't really have to be pristine. So now that that's wiped down, I also take the pointy side, wrap it around like this. Okay, and then right in this area right here, you can see that there's carbon buildup. And what I'll do is I'll just roll this around that area. There you go. Looks way better than it did. Then I take another clean side, and right here, this is part of the feeding ramp. And I'm just gonna rub that. There you go, nice and clean. And I'm gonna take another clean side of the paper towel. If you look right here, you're gonna see there's carbon right there. So what I'll do is I'll wipe that down. There you go. And it looks better. Get a new patch. Fold it in half. Same thing still with the pointy side. Wrap it around. If you look at this part right here, just wipe that down. Looks better. You can see the carbon came off. Same thing, I'll take the pointy side, put it into small paper towel, and I'm just going to put it inside this area right here. Being careful, because if you look inside there, there is a spring. You don't want to be too hard on it. So you're just going to put it in there and run it around. You can see there's some carbon that came off. So next I'm going to clean the inside of the mag well. So what I do is I take another one of the small patches, put it around my finger like this, and then I insert it into the mag well. And I'm going to try to get all the sides. You can see there's carbon in there. You could also take the same, put it in this area on the top, and just run it back and forth. There you go. And that's good enough for me. So now I'm going to put this down and I'm going to clean the slide now. I'm going to take the clean larger paper towel and I'm going to wipe the outside of the slide. Now, the Bodyguard has nice deep serrations. And if you want, what you could do is you could take a part of this paper towel and you can go into each one of these serrations, wipe them all down. That's if you really want to be anal about it. But for me, I'm not doing that. That's just an option for you. Now I'll take the bigger piece of paper towel and I'm going to wipe down the inside like that, getting all inside as much as I can. Now this is what I can reach with my fingers. And if you take a look at it, there's a lot of areas that I couldn't reach with my fingers because they're just not able to get into those little nooks and crannies. That's where we take one of these little pieces of paper towel, we fold it in half and we wrap it around the tool, and then we can get into these little areas. So right around here, right in this area, you can see getting into those hard to reach areas. You can see right here in this area, it's still kind of hard to get to. I'm going to use the flat side. That's a lot thinner. And I'm going to put the clean side around the tool. And I'm going to get inside there as much as I can. Again, you don't have to be perfect with this. There you go. It looks much better. And I'm going to take another clean side and I'm going to put it into this area right here. Boom. You can see all the carbon that came out. Same thing. Make another pass because that was really, really dirty. There you go. Much cleaner. Next, I'm going to take that same side, wrap the paper towel around it, and I'm going to put this into the rails right here, all along this side and this side. Put it into the rails where I pointed to before, and I'm just going to go back and forth like that, and you can see a lot of carbon came out. Do the same thing to the other side. Okay, you can see all the carbon that came off. Doesn't have to be spotless because I'm just going to take this to the range and shoot it again. I'm just trying to get the bulk off. Take one more patch, wrap it around the pointy side like this. I'm going to insert it into both of these holes right here and here. And we're just going to go around. Same thing with this one. There you go. You can see carbon came off. So the last place we're going to try to wipe off is right here. So I take the flat side of the cleaning tool, put it over paper towel, put it in here, go back and forth. I'm also going to go in each one of these corners right here. Corner right here. This one's going to be a little harder because it's got the extractor. But like I said, just get the bulk. So there's two corners. There's this corner right here, and there's one right here. We're going to get both of those. Top corner, bottom corner. There you go. All right, so this whole time that we've been cleaning everything else, the CLP has had time to clean the outside of the barrel and also the inside of the barrel. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Jag off of the cleaning rod. We're going to put the bronze brush onto the cleaning rod. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the bronze brush into the barrel from this end, and we're going to go back and forth. One thing we want to do is we want to make sure that these parts that we cleaned are out of the way, because As we push the brush in and out of the barrel, out of the front of the barrel is going to be a lot of carbon and lead that fly out of here. So you don't want it to go on the parts that you just got done cleaning. How I do it is I insert it like this and I just go in and out. And I'm getting the full length of the barrel. So all the way from the chamber all the way to the end of the barrel. Now that we've done that, take the bronze brush off, put the Jag back on. Then you're going to take one of the barrel patches and put CLP on the barrel patch and run it through the barrel. Same thing all the way through. And I run it through a bunch of times. As you can see, there was a lot more carbon and lead that came out of the barrel this time. So now what we're going to do is this side is the side that went through the barrel. We're going to flip this over. And we're going to put the side that hasn't been through the barrel in. Put this on the Jag, pass it through, just to make sure that we're getting as much debris as possible, like the bulk. There you go. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to take another patch, and we're going to put CLP on it, put it onto the Jag, and run it through the barrel one more time, just to make sure we took all the bulk out. And what we'll do is, this is the side that went in first. We're going to flip it over and put the other side through. There you go. And it looks much, much cleaner than the other two, right? To me, I don't need to have this any cleaner. So if you look through and you're like, this is just not clean enough, just do the process of the bronze brush and the Jag with the patch with the CLP on it one more time, and it should get everything clean. One thing to note is that if you are going to run the bronze brush through again, you're going to want to make sure you grab a piece of paper towel and you're going to want to clean off the bronze brush, because you want to put this back into the barrel. So you're going to do that a few times until it gets pretty clean. So because this one looks pretty good, we're good to go. I'm going to take the last patch, it still has CLP on it, and I'm going to rub this part right here. This is your feeding ramp, and I'm just going to rub that down. I'm also going to wipe off the outside of the barrel again on the end of the barrel right here. Wipe the outside of the barrel block. And then right here, what I normally do is I take the cleaning rod and this patch, fold it over once, then fold it around the cleaning rod and just wipe inside here. There you go. You could also take the same flat side and you're going to wipe right here. And this is loaded chamber indicator. So you're just going to put that in there like that. Now the outside of the barrel is clean as well. What I do is now I take another patch. This is a dry patch. And what I'm going to do is put it on the Jag. And I'm going to put it through the barrel to make sure we're taking all the excess CLP out of the barrel. This is the part that was in first, so it went through here like that. We're going to put it on the other side, pass it through the barrel again. Again, you could see a little bit more carbon came out, but you could also see it took some of the CLP out of there too. To me, this is perfect. We're good to go. I also take one of the smaller patches and I wipe off the outside. Wipe off the feeding ramp. There you go. And now the barrel is clean. So now that we have everything cleaned up, I'm going to show you how I lube this pistol. So I have basic places where I always lube, but then I also, for each individual pistol, I look for wear marks like this, here, 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 and here, and even in this area right here. So I put lube there because I know that there's friction going on while you're shooting it. So I make sure I add some lube. What we do is we take one of our Q-tips. Now the Q-tips, there's a round end and then there's a pointy end. What I do is for the small, hard to reach places, I use the pointy end, and for the regular areas, I use the round end. So for now, we're gonna add some lube to the round end, just like that. And what we're gonna do is we're going to apply some lube to the rails, just like this. So right over here, you can see somewhere there, somewhere here, and here. That's all the places that you're going to be able to reach with this end. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to use the pointy end, and you're going to put some CLP on this end. So there's 4 places that you need to hit, and it's here, underneath the rail here, and on this side, the same thing, underneath the rail, underneath the rail. All I'm doing is putting the pointy end of the Q-tip underneath the rails, and I go back and forth like that, and I do that on all 4 sides. So that's it. That's all you had to do to oil the lower. So now we're going to move on to the slide. So if you look at the slide, there is this channel right here and a channel right here. And that's where these rails, they slide through those channels. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a new Q-tip with the pointy side. I've already added CLP to it. So I'm going to put that pointy part into the rails, and I'm just going to slide that along that channel. Do the same thing for this side. That's it. That's all you have to do for those channels. Again, it's going to be a light coating of oil, but keep in mind that you've already oiled the rails on the lower. So between that light coating and this light coating, it's perfect. The next thing you're going to do, I'm going to add some CLP to the round side. Keep in mind when I say CLP, I also mean lubricant, because the CLP is a cleaning agent and also a lubricant. So take the round part that has CLP on it, and I'm going to add it to certain locations like this, because you can see there's wear here. I'm going to add some here because you can see there's wear. Add it here. You can see some here. I'm going to add that. Might as well just add some here. Pretty much that's it. So in here, there's another area that has wear. So I'll add it there. The other place I would add it is right here, where the barrel slides in and out, just like that. So the one thing I want to point out is right here, you want to keep all lubricants out of that area. And that's because it could induce some malfunctions. Once you've done that, you're finished lubricating your slide. And the only other thing we have left to do is lubricate the barrel. And how I do that is I take the CLP and I put like a drop or 2 on the barrel. There's 1 and 2. And actually that second one is probably a lot. That's too much. So I'll take one of my small patches and I'll take some of that off. There you go. And then what I do is I take my hands and I rub the CLP all over the barrel. The only thing I don't do is I don't really put lube in this area right here. I mean, you can, but it's not really necessary. You don't have to. I take the Q-tip that already had CLP on it and I put some lubricant in this area right here. And that's it. You're done lubricating your Bodyguard 2.0. The video that you watched earlier to do the field stripping, that same video will show you how to put everything back together. Before you leave to go and put everything back together, if you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you're in the market for CCW insurance, check out Right to Bear. Link is in the description below. Use coupon code UBR10 to get 10% off your entire order. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Every subscriber helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.